Tiny House Prepper.
Live simple, live free.
Hey everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
We have been at my sister's house now in Oklahoma for the weekend, and it's been a fabulous weekend. We really enjoyed seeing the boys playing in the concerts, and a lot of you have been really impressed by the artwork of my great-grandfather from the last video, if you've seen that. But now it's time to head on, so here we go. We are about as far west as we're going, and now we're heading back home again.
So we're going to be going to the Ark Encounter on the way, and I'm very excited about that. Yep.
Yeah, that's in northern Kentucky, and it's well, we're going to take our time like we always do.
Yeah.
And
a couple of days to get there.
So it's like 3 days to get there.
Yeah.
So, but we'll bring you along, you know, and more adventures on the way. How much?
1125, 4 axles.
Finally starting to realize that he's probably not going to die. So now he's starting to get curious and spending a lot more time looking out the window in between his cries.
And now back to his spot.
So this is our first night out of Oklahoma on our way headed back home.
Yep.
We left my sister's house this morning, and tonight we're staying in our favorite state park, you know, WalNart.
Yeah, WalNart State Park.
And where are we?
Rolla, Missouri.
We are in Rolla, Missouri at the Walmart in Rolla, and very friendly.
Yeah.
When she called, you called, and what did they say?
Yeah, they said, you know, they're absolutely welcome. Just try not to park right up close to the front. So, of course, we're right at the back, which makes sense.
Right.
You know, very friendly and welcoming.
Right. And there's a KFC over there, which we're not going to use.
We're cooking.
Yeah, we're going to cook something tonight. So, yeah, it's working well. Seems to be nice and quiet. And
Yep, we're all set up.
Yep.
And level.
Yeah. Our parking lot is on a bit of a hill, but I was able to use my levelers. I really love these things. They worked well, and I'm perfectly level. So it'll be a good night. Going into Walmart to pick up a few supplies. Good old Walmart.
Yep.
Potatoes.
Sure is easy. There's a semi-parking for the night.
Peas.
I love peas and potatoes together.
Yep. So this is going to work for you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you so much.
I'm discovering that there's actually quite a bit to learn about RVing. It just doesn't seem on the surface that there would be that much, but there really is. And I just learned a big lesson tonight. I have a lot of editing to do. We have been taking hundreds and hundreds of clips on this trip, and I really need to get some of this editing done to get these videos up. So we actually stopped a little bit earlier this evening, so that I was planning on spending the whole evening working on editing. So we got the trailer set up, and then I plugged in the computer, and I discovered I've got no power. I've got no AC power. Apparently I didn't understand how it worked. Here's how it works from what I understand. There's a converter in the trailer so that when you plug it into shore power and you get AC coming in, the converter converts it to DC, to 12 volt DC, which then charges the batteries, runs the lights, runs the propane refrigerator, the water pump, all of that. And it's all 12 volt. But I thought it would actually go the other way too, that if I would plug my computer into one of the AC outlets, I thought it would change the DC power back into AC. Apparently it doesn't do that. I have to have a separate inverter in order to make it do that. Now, you know, I've watched a lot of other RVers and they just plug their laptop in and they charge it, and then I realize they've all got solar systems, and when they build the solar system, they install an inverter to change it to the battery power to AC so that they can plug in their computer. Which means I'm not going to be able to do any editing tonight. I also discovered that here in the trailer, though it's all 12 volt, there are no 12 volt power plugs like you have in the truck or in the car for a cigarette lighter. Because I also have this. This is an inverter. I can plug into the cigarette lighter and it changes it to 110 AC so that I can plug in my computer. And this works, but in order to do that, I would have to sit in the truck to plug it in. And I don't want to spend literally hours out there doing that. Also, because there's no plug like this in the trailer, I can't even charge my cell phone. How crazy is that? So I'm going to have to get an inverter bigger than this one, and I'm going to hardwire it right into the battery so that I have AC power here in the trailer, and I can then plug in the cell phone, I can then plug in the computer and all of that to get it all charged. But that means that tonight I'm not going to be able to do any editing. Also, tomorrow night we had another place that we were going to go to that was free. Free's good, right? But that means I wouldn't get any editing done tomorrow either. So we've changed our plans. We're now going to an RV park tomorrow where I can plug in just so that I can get some editing done so I can get these videos out in a timely basis for you guys. So live and learn. It's the only way you learn is to go do. And then, you learn from your mistakes. So it's now about 9:15 and there are two other ones that have pulled in right next to us, and then over here there's three more. There's those two, and then there's that big Class A over there. So this place is starting to fill up.
Going to where we think we're going to be spending the night. It's pretty back in here. This will be our first night after we left visiting with Bill's sister. Oh goodness, we were at Walmart last night, weren't we? Wow, days are blending together. Yep, this is our first night after our second WalNart. Yeah, I'm tired. Our second Walmart night. Anyways, pretty neighborhood back here.
This is Weather Rock Campground. We found it on the Park Advisor app. This is actually a fairly old campground. You see over here on the left, this is the remnants of an old miniature golf course that's now overgrown and no longer in use. The campground itself was okay. The grass was overgrown. I mean, not terribly, but it was in need of a mow. There were several full-time trailers parked here full-time that were all loaded up with junk, and they weren't very pretty, but most of the trailers were, you know, transient like we were.
View out the window by the table. It's actually kind of nice here. Seems peaceful so far.
This campground had water and electric, and then you used a dump station on the way out, which we did. And it was $40 a night, but it accomplished what we needed to do. It gave me electricity so that I spent the entire evening and into the night working on editing videos. And it was nice and quiet, so it did work for us.
Here we go. Yum.
The next morning, we were off toward Kincaid Lake State Park in Kentucky.
Wow, there's a whole bunch of clouds going across here. Looks like mountains in the background, and they're not. Those are clouds. And they're pretty.
Crossing the Ohio River into Louisville, Kentucky. We actually lived just a few miles south of here when I was stationed at Fort Knox from 87 to 89.
This is Kincaid Lake State Park in Kentucky. It is beautiful here. We're getting the trailer backed in, leveled out, and oh, it's a pretty place. And with the military discount, 2 nights for $48. That's really not bad. It's got water and electric, and then there are dump stations here. So I like it here. It's beautiful. This is the view out the window, sitting at the table. It's so pretty here. Pretty good looking across the table too. Oh, it's beautiful here. I love it.
Well, we have arrived here at Kincaid Lake State Park in northern Kentucky. And
it's beautiful
it is
here.
Truly beautiful.
Yes.
We would very happily stay here for a week.
Yeah.
But our purpose for being here is to go to the Ark Encounter tomorrow.
Yes.
So,
I'm excited.
Yeah, so we will be doing that. We're about 30 or 40 minutes away, I guess, from the Ark Encounter. So we'll get up in the morning and go do that, and then we'll be home again and leaving the next day. We would, like I said, we would love to spend a week here, and unfortunately, we don't even have time to show you around the state park, but it really is a beautiful place.
And it's a quiet time of year here. It's not really the height of the season yet, so it's really
right.
quiet.
I don't know how many.
Here.
I don't know how many spots are here, but it's probably 100, and there's only like 6 or 8 trailers here right now. So,
but we're impressed with it,
Yeah.
and the people at the gate were extremely helpful and friendly.
right.
So.
It's also very far away from any big roads.
Yeah.
So set your GPS and hope it doesn't, you know, run out because of lack of service
Right.
before you find the place, and the roads get smaller and smaller. But the GPS did bring us here,
Yes.
so that was okay. So yeah, so we're off to see the Ark Encounter tomorrow, and of course that'll be our next video.
Right.
And so thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along.
Yep. Live simple.
Live free.
All right. We love you guys.
Be blessed. And we'll end this video with a beautiful sunrise at Kincaid Lake State Park.
Yes.